Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla if you are new here. Before I get into the video, I just wanted to say that if you are a senior in high school and you're applying to college, I am editing college application essays, so my website will be down below if you want to check it out. Today's video is going to be an advice video for incoming freshmen, sophomores, maybe even juniors, because if you didn't know, I am now a senior at UC Berkeley. I'm going to be graduating hopefully in May if I get all my classes and pass them all. There's a lot of things that I wish that I knew and that I wish that I thought about before becoming an upperclassman. I'm a person that's not really always on top of my stuff, so I feel like this video will be very beneficial to those that kind of just go with the flow and sometimes don't really pay attention to certain deadlines and stuff like that. I'm that type of person. I am kind of a mess sometimes because I'm just doing so many different things. I just can't keep track of everything. That gets me into some trouble sometimes. And I'm here to hopefully help some of you guys out if you are similar to me. Obviously, this is based on my experience and my experience going to a very competitive, very academically rigorous school. And honestly, I'm not really like that. So I just feel out of place sometimes, even though I'm able to get my work done and I'm able to keep up with everyone else. But anyways, let's just get into this video. There's no real order here. It might be a little sporadic. But the first thing is I would recommend getting an internship early. When you're applying to jobs, it's going to look so much better if you have a couple of internships under your belt before graduating, because that shows that you have some experience, and on top of that, you'll be able to get experience in fields that you're interested in and decide if that's a field that you want to go into. So overall, it's definitely a great idea. I would recommend looking for an internship as soon as possible so that you can have a couple of internships under your belt and you don't have to cram them all senior year or junior year. You could possibly get one freshman year, possibly get one sophomore year, and then get one more junior year or senior year. Or you could even get one each year. It doesn't really matter, but I would definitely recommend to start thinking about it early on. Next, I really would encourage you to join at least one club your first semester or second semester of freshman year, and hopefully you'll stay in that club or join other clubs later on. But I just feel like clubs are so beneficial for making friends, for figuring out your hobbies, for doing things that you enjoy, because when you have so much schoolwork, or if you have a job or an internship, it can be hard to do things that you love. For example, I'm part of Cal Hawaii Club, and I have been all 4 years because I love to dance, and that's a hobby that I can't really do on my own. It's just a different thing to be dancing in my apartment and then be dancing with a group of girls and teaching dances and stuff like that. Then you could also join a career-based club, like a consulting club or something like that, a pre-med club. You could join a volunteering club. You could join something totally out of your comfort zone. There are hundreds of clubs on every college campus. There's something for you. I would just really recommend taking advantage of those college resources. Another thing that I really wish I started sooner was creating a LinkedIn and slowly making my connections as I moved through college. I didn't make my LinkedIn until last year. If you make an account freshman year and then you just slowly start adding to it throughout the years, by the time you're a senior, you'll have tons of connections, and your profile will probably already be filled out, so you don't even have to worry about that process. It's just so much better to start early and slowly build. A LinkedIn profile, if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like Facebook, but for professionals, I guess. And you can find a lot of jobs on there. You can meet a lot of different people. I feel like that's a platform that the job hunt and recruiters are moving towards. So you should definitely get on LinkedIn if you're not already. Another piece of advice that I actually just told my cousin who just started her first year at SDSU this year is don't stress out about your first failed exam or midterm. okay? My little cousin, my poor baby cousin, she was crying over this. She was really stressed out because she cares a lot about her academics, and she definitely should. But let me just be honest, there is more where that came from, okay? You will probably bomb another exam in the future. I'm just being real here. It happens, and the best thing you can do is do your best and make sure that you do better next time. Freaking out like before it even happens, or feeling like you're a failure because you didn't do the best on a midterm, it's just not going to do anything for you except make you sad, and that's not what's going to help you on your next midterm or exam. So be disappointed for a second, but don't beat yourself up about it, and just make sure you do a lot better next time around. Another piece of advice is that changing your major is okay, and it doesn't mean you're not going to graduate in time. It also doesn't mean you will graduate on time, but it's okay if you don't graduate on time. Graduating in general is already an amazing accomplishment. I know a lot of people that have changed their major tons of times. I changed my major a couple of times because I just couldn't really figure out exactly what I wanted to do and exactly what major would be the best for me. So I will be honest, I am having to cram a few classes in like my last 2 semesters, which kind of sucks because I don't get a chill senior year, but I'm still most likely going to graduate on time. So everything is fine. We're good. If you decide that you don't want the major that you thought you did, it's okay. Talk to your advisors and figure out a new plan. Next is that it's very important to have a balance between fun and work. I would say sometimes I don't work hard enough, or I work on things that are not school related, and then sometimes my schoolwork is not as great as it should be. I'm just being honest here. But luckily, I would say that my mental health and like my physical health has been pretty consistent and good all throughout my college career. And I know that there are a lot of people that can't say that because some people just let academics get to them too much, and their mental health starts declining, their physical health sometimes starts declining. Overall, it's not good to overstress yourself out. I guess unless you thrive off of only working, then you might be okay. Even then, you should still take a couple hours a day to yourself to relax, unwind, do something that makes you happy, do something that you enjoy. Especially if you're going to a academically rigorous school like UC Berkeley. I'm pretty sure we're #1 for most stressed out students. I will actually Google that and insert it here if that's the case.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
That is wild to me. People are out here not sleeping for days just to finish certain assignments. People don't eat. Some people don't shower. It's a whole thing. Make sure you take care of yourself. Put your well-being first and academics at a close second. Another piece of advice is something that you can take with a grain of salt, because I know so many people that do this. My personal advice is that pulling all-nighters doesn't mean you'll do well on an exam, and I personally don't think all-nighters are necessary in college. Pretty much everyone that I know has pulled an all-nighter for school. However, I have not. I think the latest I've ever stayed up is 3 a.m. and I only did that one time. 2 a.m. is usually my cutoff point. I usually go to bed because I just personally don't function at night, and I'd rather wake up at like 5 a.m. to do work than stay up. So I guess it also depends on whether or not you're a night owl, but I just really don't think staying up all night is healthy or really going to have a huge effect on your performance. To me, it seems a lot more beneficial to get in a couple of hours of sleep rather than to be like falling asleep while you're trying to study, or like absolutely hating your life for like those extra 2 hours that you could be sleeping. I feel like if you are somewhat rested, you would perform better than if you haven't slept at all. That's just my opinion. I've been okay with luckily not having to pull any all-nighters. I didn't even think it would be possible for me to pull an all-nighter for school. I don't know. I don't believe in all-nighters. Maybe maybe if you are an EECS major or something, then maybe, but I don't know. My last piece of advice is that you do not have to eat like crap. If you don't know how to cook, don't settle for just eating ramen noodles for the rest of your life, okay? You can learn how to cook. You can choose better options at the dining hall. You can sign up for certain programs at school if you don't have the money to buy groceries. There are usually a few options that are free to students that can't afford food. So you don't have to be eating like trash every day. And it's easy to Google a recipe or YouTube a recipe and follow it. Learn how to cook a couple substantial meals and just cook that all the time. It's just really sad when I see seniors that just don't know how to cook still, eating ramen every night or eating microwavable food. Take care of your inner body as much as possible. I eat like trash sometimes, but I also try to make myself good, wholesome meals as much as possible. And also, exercising, whatever that means to you, going on a run, going to the gym, taking a dance class, taking a yoga class, jumping around in your apartment, dancing around your apartment, whatever exercise means to you, I would recommend not neglecting that and not just sitting in your chair all day doing schoolwork, because that's what you do when you go to class. You sit in class all day, you go home, you study, you sit down and study all day. Like, we do a lot of sitting, so it's important to get up, move around, exercise a little as much as you can. Don't let yourself suffer because you're so wrapped up and stressed about school. If anything, I believe that taking care of yourself will have a more positive effect than not taking care of yourself and only focusing on school. Okay, I think that is all of my advice that I will be giving in this video. I would really love my roommate who's a data science major to do a similar video like this with me. So if you want to see that, comment down below. Her name is Lillian. Let her know that you want to see that video so that she'll be more encouraged to do it. That is going to be it for this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Comment down below. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!